Before I start the video, I want to address the big and obvious elephant in the room that yes, by the making of this video, it has been announced that the Chinese exclusive content for Cookie Run Kingdom has been announced to finally pass over internationally. And honestly, good, awesome. I love that. I did not expect it. Didn't think it'll ever come, but honestly, that's great. This is also the part of the video where I apologize for my absence, but I'm not gonna do that because I'm pretty sure I made it very clear that I am busy with college. If you didn't know that, what are you doing? Why are you not rewatching my videos like a good little subscriber that you are? Skill issue. Alright, now that that's out of the way, let's get right on to the video. For this video, we're gonna be talking about the Beast cookies and how they, unironically, kinda ruined the lore. Alright, before you all start screaming at me, let me make something clear. I do not hate the beasts. Honestly, I really like the concept. Them being the opposite of the ancient cookies and them being the original bearers, really good. I really like what they're here for, lore wise, and like what they represent in like the story. I like it, that's really good. However, I kind of don't like how it's all being executed. Honestly, my problem with the Beasties is mostly the narrative structure than the characters themselves. So I want to start with the pacing. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I feel like that we're just speed running through the Beasties lore. Like, let me remind you all that it took us nearly 4 years. Nearly 4 years to have all the ancients together. Now it's been about 2 months, about 2 or 3 months, and we already have like almost half of the team. We already have almost half of the Beast gang. Like, what do you mean there's been a Beast release back to back? Like, we don't have time to like breathe or speculate or anything. And not even that, but we also have another Beast update considering counting the, oh my god, the Wind Archer one, because that also involved them. It's just like, I feel like we're not letting the lore like sink in or just like develop more. We're just speed running through all the points. It's like, oh, we got here, now we go here, now we go here, now we go here, instead of like having those little breaks and like maybe learning more through like other stories and that stuff, see how the world reacts. No, it's just constantly beasts, and it's just, I don't know, it's just doesn't really sit right with me, considering that it took us a long time for the Asians, and then the beasts are just speed running. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. The best way I can describe this is that like it feels like we're going through a checklist instead of like experiencing the story unravel, because again, I just feel like all of this is happening way too quickly. It really feels more like they got a quota to fill instead of telling a story. Then don't get me wrong, again, the story themselves are good, but actually, speaking about story, there's a problem with them. There's one problem with them that also bothers me. Let's move on to the next segment, and that is the story structure. Now, it feels kind of stupid when I say this, but like, because considering that we've only had like 2 ancients, 3 considering the White Lily update, but like, so far the story structures have been the same. Ancient meets counterpart horribly traumatizes ancient rediscovers themselves and they unlock huge power. Yes, White Lily counts as this too, because she unlocked her fairy power, and in the end the beast gets defeated, and they shake their fists and go, "We'll meet again next time, work." The point is, as much as I enjoy these stories, they have the same beat. The same thing with the updates. It feels like they're just meeting a quota. Asian has to do this, Beast has to do this, Beast has to do that. It's just, so far, it has happened 3 times. Yes, I'm including the White Lily one because technically it kind of counts. She did defeat Shadow Milk, kinda. Actually, I have some lore questions about that, but I'll say that in the end of the video. But like, you get what I mean, right? They have the same pacing. They have the same check marks. It needs to change. Cause not gonna lie, if the same check marks, the same things are gonna be the same for the remaining three ancients, then that's the remaining three beasts. Sorry, then that's I wouldn't say boring because again the stories are good, but are not gonna feel new. You know, like we already know what's gonna happen. Now we're up to my final point, and this is the point where I actually describe how the beasts are specifically ruining the lore, and that is that they're not letting other characters in like the world breathe. Essentially, everything is focused on them. Like I said before, because it feels like they're filling a quota, and that stuff. We're not allowed to like we're kind of robbed of seeing like the other stories that are involved with world building and that stuff. We're not allowed to like relax a little bit or see how the world reacts to their shenanigans. It's just they just rob from that world building we have with all the other updates. Don't get me wrong, we've had some updates that aren't lore heavy, but all of them have been lore heavy back to back to back. It just feels like the stakes constantly get higher. We're not allowed to breathe, and it just kind of ruins it just not necessarily ruins the lore, but it just kind of like I guess weakens the stake, if you know. It kind of does that. And since Milky Way since Shadow Milk is literally coming right around the corner, he's coming in January, and as far as we've seen, all the stories have the same beats, the same formula. It just feels like every update, like the upcoming updates are just gonna be a repeat of the past, and just not. It's not gonna be as exciting as it used to be, you know, because each update brought something fresh, something new, story wise. Now we can predict it. We know what's coming, and it's not exciting anymore. Oh yeah, I also just remembered another major reason why they kind of ruined the lore, and it just feels like they're just delaying the plot. Like, I don't know, man. A year ago, I thought we all established that we were just gonna get the gang back together, and by the gang, I mean like collecting the legendaries, the elementals, essentially collecting the dragons. But no, now we're just hyper focused on the beasts and that stuff. It feels like we're sidetracking, or like pushing aside important and frankly very long awaited characters and stories that fans have been dying to see for these new cookies. And let me make it clear, these are very very new, because it's very obvious that like the beasts were like a very recent implementation. Like it is very obvious. Oh yeah, speaking about that recent implementation, it feels like the beasts feel like they're just there to make the stakes higher and kind of complicate what's her name? Oh my god, Dark Enchantress plans more, because it's like she's using them, but they're also toying. I don't know, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. I'm kind of no longer interested I'm not that interested in Dark Enchantress anymore, because like with the constant like upscaling and stakes, I'm like, girl, what do you want? Girl, what's the goal anymore? But like, you do you understand what I'm putting down? It just feels it just feels like we're losing like sight of what the original plan was. And yeah. As much as I like the beasts, like don't get me wrong, I really like the beasts. I love the stories, but as much as I like that, I can't just ignore how like formulaic, how icky it kind of feels harder handling it. You know, like everything just feels too fast. Everything just feels formulaic. Like they're literally there to stall the story, and it's just it's bittersweet. And I know I'm not the only one. Yeah. I just really hope that in future updates, especially with Shadow Milk Cookie story, I am hoping Pure Vanilla loses. Please lose, Pure Vanilla. Please, please. I need you to be a failure. I need you to bring a change to this system. Okay, but like yeah, sidetrack over. I really hope that like with the future stories, the beast and ancient formula can change a bit. You know, please. I think that would make the updates much more interesting, the story much more interesting, and it would change the like dynamic. Like I said, I already said all the troubles, but I just hope that in the future it can change. If it doesn't, then rip. I guess I'll cope and see them out. But before I end this video, what do you think? Do you agree with my points, or do you have another point of view that I have not considered? You want to bully me? Do you not want to bully me? Yeah, just give me all your thoughts in the comments. I actually read all the comments, and yeah, I'm honestly really excited on what you guys think. And yeah, aside from that, I'm gonna end this video here. It is 12 a.m. and I wanna go eat. Okay, that's a lie. I just wanna chill and do nothing and just like watch videos until I pass out. But I'm still feeling tired. So moral of the story. Be silly, I guess. Bye.
Wojemy w głowie mam, krok sobie gram, odlecieć sam w krainę zapomnienia. W głowie myśli mam, kiedy skończy się ten stan, już nie będę sam, bo wiedzie biały